It's such a beautiful wooden house, capable of keeping this man comfortable from winter to summer. This is Lao Gao, a man who loves building houses in the wild. After putting down his backpack, he first made a tool rack for himself, hanging all his tools on it. Then he took out a shovel and started digging the foundation. The soft soil made it very easy for him to dig. In just half a day, he completed the foundation of the small house. After a short rest, Lao Gao went to carry some wood back. To prevent the wood from rotting, he used a scraper to remove the outer bark, little by little. Once done, he raised the floor and carbonized one end of the wood. While waiting, Lao Gao dug 2 holes in the ground and used the carbonized wood to build the framework of the small house. For the parts connecting the beams, he used a dovetail structure. While the roof wasn't finished yet, Lao Gao gathered some stones and built the fireplace first. To help it dry quickly, he immediately made a fire in the fireplace. However, as he was about to complete the roof, snow suddenly began to fall from the sky. By the time he finished the framework, he was starving. He cracked an egg into a frying pan, added 2 slices of bread, and placed them in the fireplace. After 5 minutes, it was ready to take out. To add some nutrition, he also added ham and cheese. Eating homemade food and drinking coffee in the vast. After eating, Lao Gao put on his backpack and left. When he returned to the small house, the snow on the ground had already melted. He dropped his backpack, used stones to clear a space, and made a workbench with wooden sticks. Since the next tasks were quite labor-intensive, he decided to make himself a wheelbarrow. Although he didn't have a blueprint, Lao Gao used his years of construction experience to make the frame of the wheelbarrow. He nailed a log and sketched out the basic frame of the wheel, then used an axe to shape the log. After a round of chopping, Lao Gao had made a wheel. Now he could assemble all the parts together and make the box part of the wheelbarrow using wooden planks, making it much easier to carry stones. Once all the materials were collected, he built a stone wall on the original foundation. Although he only used clay and stones, his excellent craftsmanship made the wall smooth and even. To make the fireplace more beautiful, Lao Gao painted some lovely patterns on it. On the back wall of the house, he wanted to create a design, and it was clear that Lao Gao had some drawing skills. After sketching on the wall, he began applying clay. Does anyone know what kind of painting this might be? After finishing, Lao Gao continued to build a stone bed. Tired, he made himself a cup of coffee and rested on the bed for a while. When he returned to the small house, spring had quietly arrived. The fireplace and murals he had made were dry. Lao Gao took his backpack, collected some limestone, and built a kiln outside the door, throwing the stones inside to heat them. Heated stones are easier to grind. Using a tin can he found in the wild, he filled it with water, then mixed the ground stone to make paint for the walls. After painting, the walls now looked much more beautiful. Once the painting was done, Lao Gao took an iron brush to smooth the stone bed, then used pre-prepared wooden planks to make a bed frame. He planned to use a thick dry log as table legs, but before doing so, he had to strip off the outer bark to bring it inside the house. He then made a tabletop with the previous planks, and his indoor wooden table was done. It looked simple, yet beautiful. For the floor, he directly collected stone slabs from the river and laid them down. In this desolate wilderness, a sturdy wooden door can effectively prevent animal attacks. He first made a frame and then filled the middle with wooden sticks. What surprised me, though, was that even the lotus leaf part of the wooden door was made from wood. Now, the only thing left for the house was the roof. After putting down a waterproof layer and adjusting around the chimney, he covered the entire roof with straw. Once he dug the drainage ditch, the whole house was almost completed.